Hello, everybody there. Welcome back. Uh, I'm in Hong Kong now. Weather seems to be quite cold, but very comfortable. Anyway, nice to have all of you. And today, I would like to share with you about the importance of meditation. I've been asked many times wherever I go, uh, many friends and newcomers always ask me, Rumbichi, can you teach me meditation? And I said, you must come to listen from our Facebook or from Zoom. It will be easier to share with everybody in one goal. Uh, Meditation is a very important part of practice. And there are two parts that I would like to share with you today. The first part is simple form of meditation. Someone who just want to be happy, calm, uh, can practice first part of meditation. And second part of meditation will be more deep. Mm, I think this will be helpful to many individuals who are already uh, have been practicing meditation. So there are two parts. Now, today we are living in a very difficult world. Um, um, Therefore, many people tend to have a lot of stress, and
Sorry ya.
and then this stress may cause a lot of difficulties in our life. So meditation will be actually one of the best tools to overcome such a stressful life. For instance, when you stand in middle of the crossroad, when you see the traffic and the sound, and the smell, it makes physically very challenging, the sound and the smell and the noise, all this. We get so agitated and very unpleasant physically, but mentally, where the traffic that it flows inside our mind will be like 10 times, if not 100 times more than what we see on the roads. So these kind of traffics makes us very, very uh, stressful to many of us. When we are not able to sleep due to stress, due to all this traffic that flows inside our mind, it's not just unhealthy, but it also tend to affect our sleep, and this will link to more serious form of stress. Today, in the modern world, term of technology and term of many other fields, we have advanced so much. But however, all this advancement do have uh, consequences. The consequences is our life has become busier. And this is the reason why today, according to some of the survey had done by many uh, um, professors, from many different university, and they found that not just adults, even young people, like over 70% of the young people tend to have this very serious, unhealthy consequences due to all this stress. I think all this makes meditation very, very, in fact, very, very important. And because it's not only about looking up after our physical health, and we all know that physical health is important, so we go on diet and you pay extra money to go to gym, you go for jogging. There are so many ways actually, to improve our physical health. But this doesn't not necessarily helps to actually acquire good mental health. Okay, and mental health is more important than the physical health. Physical health, when you're tired, you take a nap. You know, when you wake up, you feel much fresher and more relaxed. And more energetic. But somehow, if our mental health is affected due to all this stressful life, and it takes very long time, uh, very long time to overcome, to recover from this stressful life. Therefore, we have to be watchful about our not just physical health, most importantly, mental health. And this is where meditation can can play a very, very important role. And I think this is the reason why wherever you go, everybody wants to practice meditation. Now, Buddhists, non-Buddhists, everyone, today, like the buzzword is meditation, you know. Whenever I meet new people, new friend, the first thing that I remember how to meditate, even sometimes in restaurant, so sometimes when I visit friends, Rumachi, can you teach me how to meditate? But then it's not simple that, you can just explain, you need to sit together and learn how to meditate, if you don't know some word, then I can look at the dictionary and say, oh, this is what it means. But meditation is something you need to learn. But anyway, meditation is very, very important. For many beginners and for many non-Buddhists, they want to practice meditation, just simply to be peaceful, calm, and relaxed. That's what they want, not further than that. And that is a immediate goal that they wish to acquire. And due to the environment we are in, it makes very, very difficult. And also, there could be many reasons why we are so unsettled. No, we are so unsettled. And also, as I mentioned earlier, the traffic that flows into our mind. Sometimes we may be relaxing on a comfortable chair with a hot tea or coffee, since you are relaxing, But then you are physically lying down, but mentally you're working all the time. And today you see many families, I've seen myself, they left office after office hour, but at home they have to work harder, So actually there is no mental rest. So this is making life very, very difficult because it's not one day that we are facing this circumstances, but it's day after day. When you add up week and month, year, it becomes overwhelming to many, many individuals. And that's the reason why many of us tend to have a maybe good physical health, but in terms of mental health can be very, very, um, you know, and this way meditation is the right practice um, to recover, rejuvenate our mental health. Now, it's like, um, and many time, when people ask me questions, many things that they want to know, they relate to me about their situation or their issues, And most of the time, what I hear is that they are so entangled in their mind with all the different thoughts. I would say unnecessary thoughts. If you need to think, you need to think. If you don't need to think, you don't think. this will make your life more miserable, and it becomes sort of like habit you cannot, overcome. The moment you sit, you start thinking. You tend to go back to your old bad habits. So this is something we need to change and we need to try. And most of the time when I see, because meditation is about being present, being mindful. You have to be present all the time. And if you're not present, if you're living in a different world, then it's not going to help, you know. And many times when I listen to individual, the problem is they always relate something about past. Something happened days or weeks or months or year, or something going to happen with days or weeks or months or year later, and these things are not helpful for us. Past is gone. Nobody can show you what is in the past, even you can't show what you have dreamt yesterday. Yeah. And tomorrow is yet to born. So nobody can show what will be tomorrow. So bringing tomorrow and revisiting past will not help us in any way. There will be a time, yes, we need to think about past and we can learn from the past. But always going backward will not help. Thinking about future, yes, if you worry about future, it makes you mindful that we need to be focused, we need to work hard, so our future will be bright and beautiful. That is important. But however, too much into the past and too much into the future ruins our, not this present life, but future life. Therefore, what meditation does is, the function of meditation is, if I put it simple way, it's not about aiming, but it's about being watchful and being present. So this is what meditation is about. And like when you go for physical exercises, you need to learn from the trainer how far you can run, how heavy you can carry. You cannot simply carry like, oh, I can carry this high. Next day you will be like walking, like with a lot of back ache. That's not what are we going to go forward. So we have to be very, and compared to physical health, the mental health is so fragile. It can be harmed very easily. So we have to be very, very watchful. Now, probably we can learn not from just instructor, could be anybody, but also you can see from a skillful parents, or a dog trainer, for instance. When you see a skillful parents, they will let their children play. There's no restriction in terms of movement, but they are watchful. If there's something mischievous, the parent will intervene. This way the children is not stressful, and parents are in joyful state. Yeah, like even for instance, so it has to be very skillful, like dog trainers. You can't, we all love pets. I love cats and dogs, all kinds of animal. I used to own a monkey, but they were so difficult. Even 200, 300 llama couldn't handle this monkey, so I had to finally let it go. So never keep monkey pet difficult. So when you own a pet, you cannot always keep in the cage. Then pet will become very stressful, and then become very unhappy. But if let your pet go too free, it becomes a nonsense. Then it start to break everything. So we have to know exactly when to free, how much freedom, how you look after your pets. This way, this will be very, very meaningful to pet owner and the pet, itself. Similarly, meditation is something about not about how long you meditate, but it's about how you meditate. Because since our mind is so fragile, we don't want to overstress our mind. This is something that we need to care for. So of course, um, uh, you need to sit. Of course, if you're just practicing meditation, simple for meditation. Of course, you can sit in meditation posture, which I will explain on the second part. And if you just want to meditate, you can sit on the sofa, or you can sit on the cushion. But the way you sit has to be comfortable, but not too comfortable. Otherwise, you may start to see nirvana. Okay, not too comfortable. Okay, has to be comfortable, but not too comfortable. Okay, so you are alive. So basically, meditation is about being present all the time. That is very, very important. And sitting in meditation posture will help you to meditate better. That's the reason and the purpose. Like when you play a golf, and you can see, we can watch from TVs or YouTube. The way of hitting the ball. You can't just hit the ball anything. Like that. So we have to learn. If you can sit, I think it's very good, very important. And if you have issues with a knee or leg, then you can sit on the sofa and try your best. So basically, you sit like this, and then for beginners, what you can do is, just sit like this, be calm. There are many ways you can focus on. You can focus on sounds. You know, you can play natural sounds, bell or whatever. You just sit and just focus the sound. Yeah. Or sometimes when you listen to the sound, you can just see where this sound is coming from and where the sound goes, uh, where's the sound is now. You can watch, or you can simply just focus on the sound. This is just simply to bring back your mind where it belongs. So focus is very, very important. Like a kite. When we play a kite, you have to make sure that the thread is strong, and you have to keep holding the thread. Otherwise, if the thread snatches, then you will lose the kite. Yeah. Similarly, in meditation, you shouldn't lose your focus. Once you lose focus, you may be physically sitting, but mentally your mind will be somewhere else. So that will be your problem. You can focus on sound. Another thing is the second focus, you can you can focus on breathing. Just just sit like this. I think this is good for everybody. You just inhale. When you inhale, you have to just think your mind and your breath is coming together. It doesn't, you have to just think like that. It goes enters from your mouth slowly down 4 inch below your navel. Okay, 4 inch below your navel. And if you can hold for movement, if you can hold for movement, hold for a few seconds. Then when you exhale, you have to think that your breath comes out from your nose, about distance of 16 inches, the farthest, or 4 inches, and then you count one. So it can go 1, 2, 3, 4. You can go for 7 times. Then you take a short break. Again, you should try. And you can do the 7 time. You take a break. Again, you do 7 time. you take break, and you can go up to 14 times, 21 times, 50 times. Eventually, you even go to 100 over times, And this is simply to stabilize your focus, to be present all the time. This is how we can practice. It is simple, but then it's harder to practice, for especially for beginner. So meditation is something. There's no magic pill, It doesn't happen overnight. Meditation is something practice. Practice makes better. So that means you have to practice every day. And one of the important thing to remember that if you're practicing meditation, practice more, but shorter period of time. Don't try to stress to 1 hour, then next day, okay, I give up meditation. You don't want to practice anymore. That happens to many people, you need to balance yourself. For beginner, if you practice more session, but shorter time will be more meaningful. And when you get better and better, then you can practice for a long time, will be much more meaningful. Yeah, much more meaningful and result that you are able to see. That's how we can practice. And if you do not want to visualize anything, just simply sit like this, look at front, not too far, yeah, and then just remain calm. Let your thought arise, let your thoughts cease, but be aware all the time. That is the key to success, to meditation. That is the key. Let thought arise, let thought cease. And the important point here is not to, get lost, many times dullness and agitation will actually disturb the tranquility, the stability of your mind. So make sure that you are always focused. Or if you want to add to this technique, you can also try to think where you watch at your thoughts, where this thought coming from, and where the thought is now, where the thought ceases, where the thought goes, you can try to find out like this way, so this way you can practice every day. Maybe one day you can practice 2 sessions, or I think 2 sessions will be enough. If you have time, 1 session will be enough, but do it every day, you're gonna take Sunday break, not weekends, every day. I think this is how you can improve the practice of meditation. Okay, so this is more simple form of meditation. So anybody can meditate without worrying anything. This is how one can practice. Okay, just sit like this, and you can listen to the sound, or you can count your breath, or you can just watch your thought. And there are many techniques that you may learn from many different schools, but these are the more common and simple form of focus and techniques. I think this will be meaningful. So I would like to leave it here. And now I would like to go into deeper, more serious form of meditation, who are seasoned practitioners or who want to really learn how we practice meditation in Buddhist, particularly in Tantrayana. Now, there are many yogis, like Telapa stated. If you want to practice meditation, you may have to make sure that you should sit the right posture. You should sit in the right posture, because when you sit in the right posture, the progress will come naturally. So sitting posture is very, very important. And as I mentioned earlier, I think a comfortable cushion is very, very important. Once you try to find a comfortable cushion, once you find a comfortable cushion, then you don't have to be like a yogis. What you should at least do is like if you can sit, we call Virasana sitting. The right leg is outside, the left is inside, not on the like a lotus posture. You can sit like this, huh? Sit like this. That's the first part. Second part, second point, make sure that your back spine is straight. Because if you sleep like this, you're prepared to sleep. That's what happens with many people. When you're too comfortable, there's a danger of falling asleep. Okay, and sleepiness is one of the best friend to all practitioners. It comes so smoothly. And then when you are in meditation, when you practice meditation, sleepiness gives you so much of comfort. Then you have no strength to give up sleepiness. You may fall asleep. So that's a danger that you constantly face. Huh? Okay. Vajra cross leg or half Vajra cross leg. The second point is make sure that your spine is straight. Okay. Third point is your right hand on the palm of left and touch this two thumbs together. Hold below 4 inch below navel. Okay. And the fourth point is actually, your shoulder has to be strengthened, but that's okay. You can just sit like this. It's okay. Fourth point. The fifth point is to bend your neck a little bit, not too much. Okay, a little bit. Okay, fifth point. And the sixth point is when you look straight from the nose, from tip of your nose, about distance of 4 to 16 inches. And the seventh point is, you should touch your tongue on the upper palate gently. When you touch upper palate gently, what happens will be you will have a space within your teeth, and you are able to breathe normally. That's because if you open your mouth, certain places there, I see so many mosquitoes and flies, they may go inside your mouth. That happens. One time it happened to me. So make sure that you're not fully closed. Okay, you may suffocate yourself, but not fully open. Just close your lip just gently, and when your two teeth when there's upper teeth and lower teeth, but when your tongue touch your tongue on the upper palate, you will have a space, so you are able to breathe normally. So this is very, very important. Okay. Now once you sit like this, you can again, normally I used to do like breathing, follow breathing technique. It seems to be very helpful to me. I tried many times, and it's very beneficial. Once I finish this breathing session, I tend to be more calm and settled. You can do that. And then then you can sit like this. Okay. And then after sitting, what you can do is like yoga with the support. That means you may keep something in front of you. You can keep light, or you can keep flower, or you can keep images. Of course, as a Buddhist, we keep Buddha's images or Tara's images, whatever. It's just simply to develop perfect focus. So you keep in front of you. Okay, then you can focus. So like if you're looking at the Buddha's picture, generally you look all the whole picture of Buddha, and most of the time, then you can mainly focus on the art of the Buddha. That you can do that. But if your mind gets so agitated, then you should focus lower, like a navel. But if your mind is becoming too dull, then you should look on the face of Buddha. So you need to see what you require for that particular moment. Okay, so that's what you can do. So any objects is also will be meaningful. But then if you're not using object when you used to, or when you master this technique, then what you can do is you can simply focus on breathing, or you can focus on spectrum of light, or you can construct something. This is called yoga without support. Construct something in your mind. That's what you can do. Okay, and then later part, if you find this is too simple, and then you just focus on emptiness. Just focus. Don't think anything. Just simply look at front. Let the thought arise and see. You shouldn't be concerned. Okay, let the thought arise and says just focus in front. One time I had this opportunity to ask the great master, Tugu Unje Rinpoche. I think everybody knows. I think knows Rinpoche. I think Rinpoche is one of the Tugu Rinpoche is one of the, I think, highest attained gurus in Nyingmapa tradition, and we had such a opportunity and blessing, to receive a lot of teaching from his in Nepal when I was young. I met him first time when I traveled with 16 Karmapa when I was just, I think, 10 or 11 years old. Since then, I know Rumichala. And one time I had this opportunity to ask, about meditation. And it's a simple form of meditation, yet very deep, He said, you should do that. He said, just sit like this, and then just look in the front. Just look in the front. Don't bother, let the thought arise, let the thought cease. Don't be disturbed by all this thought arising and ceasing, but just look in the front. Maintain your focus. This will be one of the most profound way of practice of meditation. So you can do that, or if you want to elaborate, if you want to make it more challenging, then you should look at the thought, where the thought is arising, where the thought is now, and where the thought, when it goes, where it goes, when the thought ceases. If there is so-called thoughts, what is the color of the thoughts? What is this size and shape of thought? And then when you're not able to find anything, and based on that discovery, you should just focus and try to remain as long as possible. But when you are disturbed, then you should just stop the session. So basically, meditation is not about, controlling your mind. It's about looking at the mind and making sure that mind is always present. Like a skillful pet trainer, animal trainers. Like Shanti Deva, one of in Sarya Avatara, he explained like our focus is like a pillar, and our mindfulness is like a rope, and our awareness is like a hook, and this is how we are able to keep our wild mind, wild monkey, wild elephant, that's what he said, so there are many ways how we can deal with our monkey mind or wild elephant. There's many way of training. So this could be one, and then the most important point here is to always try to do more session, but time has to be shorter. Don't try to prolong your meditation. That becomes not meaningful and beneficial. And this how you can, and so there are so many techniques that you can apply into your practice of meditation. Whichever you think, you can you can actually practice. There's not just one technique or one way. So there are so many ways. As long as you are able to focus and concentrate and helpful, then you should do that. Now there are few things when you meditation, when you practice meditation, you have to make sure, don't particularly you will find this advice from many Mahamudra gurus. If you listen to like Kamapa, 9 Kamapa, and also 3rd Kamapa, Ranjung Doji, and Onchu Doji. There are many Kamapas, yeah, 9 Kamapa and 3rd Kamapa, and there are many other gurus, Mahamudra gurus. There are many highly accomplished Mahamudra gurus. You will find this advice. We always have this thought of, okay, I want to make it better, my meditation. I want to make it better. I have to be the best, and that is one concern that disturbs your stability of mind. And another concern will be like, what happens if not able to, do it good, right way, what happens that, I'm not able to meditate, what happens that something happens to me. So, there's so much worry. This kind of worry, it will disturb your stability of your meditation, any form of meditation. So if it's good, be happy. If it's not good, you can try later. So don't be too upset, When you're obsessed with the, good and bad, then it disturbs your practice of meditation. But important part here is make sure that you are always focused. You should never lose focus. That will be the main thing. And now when you practice meditation, there are two main challenges many of faces. One is, of course, dullness. Dullness would be like more serious, like so blur. You're not able to able to concentrate and focus, and then sleepiness will be like all your sensory senses, it withdraws, that becomes unclear. Yeah, this could we can all experience this many forms of dullness, and this will again disturbs our practice of meditation. And the second form of obstacle that what we tend to experience, this is also more common, like agitation. We always tend to think so much, and for you see many beginners, meditation is the time to think about what I'm going to do next. Probably maybe many of you are very busy every day, so you don't have a time to plan for your holiday next, next week or next month. So during the meditation, you have so much of time because you're alone in the room. So you start to plan about your holidays, what I'm going to buy, what I'm going to eat, who I'm going to invite. That's what happens. So that shouldn't be the case. So make sure that you are fully present. Don't let all this affect your practice of meditation. So dullness. If you when you experience dullness, you maybe have to strengthen your body, raise up, and if you feel very agitated, then you can lower your body. That helps you to maintain your focus. So, but of course, don't meditate for so long. If you are not able to meditate at all due to physical reason, due to tiredness, don't force yourself. Then becomes a problem. If you can't, just stop, walk around, and you see if you feel better, then you can continue. If not, you can do other day. Okay, so that's how we should proceed. And in the deepest sense, you can just sit like this. You can focus on our mind. Like Maitreya Buddha said, our mind. What is mind? Mind is like who's thinking, who's planning. This what is mind. Other than you can't see mind. So if you say what is the nature of mind, it's empty. Yeah, empty. You cannot catch, you cannot see mind, you cannot hold mind, nothing. It's empty then. It's empty. Nature is empty. And then the characteristic, what is the characteristics of mind? Is luminous. It's not just empty, like an empty space or empty space inside our palm. It's not like that, which has the quality of knowing, which is free from darkness of unknown. Okay, and luminosity, we call it luminosity. Luminosity has like two forms. One is manifold luminosity. All the deities, they're actually a form of luminosity, but in the form in a many color, in many color. So we call it many fold luminosity. And basically, luminosity is like it's like it's not darkness, but full of awareness, full of awareness. No, that's what we call luminosity. It's not just empty space. And what is the appearances of mind? Spontaneous. So like there's so many thought arises, ceases, and we don't have to make any effort. That just happens. Uh, just happens, and without making any effort. So it's called spontaneous. That what we see around is actually the reflection of mind. That what we see around, it's not they are there that what we are seeing. Like for instance, when you look at the mirror, you are not there. Are you there? No, you are not there. You are here. Yeah. And when you look at the mirror, you are able to see yourself inside the mirror, but you are not inside the mirror. What you are seeing in the mirror is you. It's a reflection of your physical body that you are able to see. Without you, you can't see the mirror on the mirror. Okay. Similarly, when you just simply say this, when you give this explanation, for beginner, it becomes harder to understand what this Rinpoche is saying, what this Lama is saying. It's not our mind. How if it's mind, then how come it's so hard? mind is, you see, Rinpoche said that mind is like empty, and then now you are able to hold something. This, and no, that's, what we are trying to say is like for instance, maybe this will be more easy way to understand. Like water is fluid. Water is fluid. It's not solid, yeah. But somehow, due to certain condition, when water is frozen, it becomes hard as rock, like an ice. Okay, so you cannot say ice is water. Okay, but without water, you cannot find ice. So similarly, due to our habitual tendency, and the main culprit is ignorance. And due to ignorance, we tend to harden that what we see around, and we tend to see these things are real, until it is proven, we tend to see real. But in fact, what we see externally is simply the projection of our mind. That's what you are seeing. Okay, so then this is what we call the appearances are spontaneous. Okay, and this how you can meditate. This could be one of the more profound way of meditating, profound technique, looking at the mind. So that's how we can meditate. And the most important thing that you remember is don't physically, mentally try to force yourself. Don't stress yourself too much. If you can't physically, mentally, due to tiredness, due to physical issues, you should relax, but you should try to practice every day. Even can be 5 minutes. If you do it every day, you are able to meditate better. Okay, so I think that's all I would like to share for now, and hopefully what I've shared with you is helpful. And shortly, I will accept more questions if you have any questions. And next week I will let you know. I'm thinking to discuss something about from this our daily practice. We have compiled this daily practice for morning, what we're supposed to do, and then there are like Manjushri practice, shower. When you take shower, what we practice, and then Tara short Guru Yoga practice, Tara practice, and all the protectors, Dhammapala. There's so many kinds of different kinds of practices are compiled in one book. So if you can't do all the others, but at least you can do Tara or Mahakala at night, you can do longer one. Or if not, if you really don't have time, you can do the shorter one. So at least you have something to begin with, because many times, someone who becomes Buddhist don't know what way to start, way to begin. So at least if you can have a sadhana to practice every day, I think will be very, very meaningful. Okay, so that's all I'd like to say. Thank you. And if you have any question, let me know. Okay.
So Rinpoche, we had a little bit of a problem at Zoom at the start. Many people missed the first bit of the section. Can you just go over the main points from the beginning for everyone? And then if everyone wants to put their questions in Q&A, then we can ask Rinpoche the questions. Yeah, we right at the beginning, like for the first, the first section, I think many people couldn't get into Zoom then. We had a problem. So could you go over the main sections on the meditation, like for beginners?
Oh, okay. Yeah, sorry about that. So you may call it obstacles, so sometimes it happens, This is what makes life challenging. So anyway, the first part is very simple. When our mind becomes so overwhelmed by all these thoughts, past and future thoughts, when you get tangled ourselves, and then we tend to miss all the opportunities at the from the present moment, because past and future does not bring us anything. the future, the present moment is the one that actually bring us benefits and secure brighter and better future. This is something we need to learn. And our mind is so fragile, and we need to take care our mental health. When you fail to take care mental health, and this is where all the stress comes, and today, due to the environment that we live in, it's very, very difficult. Earlier, maybe there's one cake, maybe 10 people is sharing, but today the cake has not grown. But people who are sharing could be 100 people. So you get little piece only, So you feel so frustrated, so upset, so angry. And this what happens is this leads to stress, develops into stress. And stress today is the main problem, not just for adults, even for many, many young people, and there are many ways to actually help your physical health, but mental health, meditation is the most important practice to safeguard your mental health. Now, for beginners, of course, we should sit on a comfortable chair, comfortable cushion, but shouldn't be too comfortable. Otherwise, you may attain nirvana for short moment. Okay, so just comfortable should be good enough. And then if you can sit like this, it's okay. We don't talk about all the sitting posture. Just sit like this. Or if you have a physical issues, then you can sit on the sofa and make sure that you are not overwhelmed by dullness and agitation. And just look in the front. Or you can the sound, just focus on the sound. Or you can play a beautiful music, natural music about nature, the birds singing, all this is so nice, you just focus on the sound. It's just to help you not to lose your focus, not to lose your concentration, So when this helps you to calm your mind. When your mind is at home and relaxed, this way it reduces all forms of stress, and you are able to feel calmness, and then you are able to remain in joyful state. So this is very, very important. If you're not able to focus on the sound, you can sit like this. You can also count breaths. You inhale from the mouth. Sometimes there's no differences. You can just inhale from anywhere, or you can inhale breath from mouth. You have to just think that your mouth, breath, and your mind is together. Slowly travel down 4 inches below navel, so you can hold for a few seconds, and then you exhale. Then you count 1. Okay. Then you count 2. You can go 3. You can count 4. You can go up to 7 times, and you take a break. Even if you can do it, don't just go on and on. Then you become, again, another form of stress will arise. Stop. Again, you start. You can do for like 3 sections, 21 times, 7 times, 7 times, 7 times. And when you are better, you can do 14 times, 14 times, then 21, 20 times, 1 time, 50 times, 100 times, up to you, when you, when you exhale, not further than 16 inches, not further than, like a wind, it's very light. Yeah. So when the wind element, is very light, so travel farther. Earth element, shorter. Fire, is heavier, so it's further, goes further than the earth element. So further than the earth element, yeah. So furthest is the wind element. Earth, water, fire, then then wind element. Yes. And that's how you can practice. Or otherwise, you simply sit. So just simply sit and just look in the front. Let the thought arise. Let the thought cease. Just remain calm. Make sure that you are fully present. That's how you can practice, okay? And if you want to challenge yourself to make it challenging, then you can look at the thoughts. When thought arises, where this thought is coming from. Okay, cannot be outside your body, has to be inside, yeah? And then when the thought ceases, where does it go? Okay, and when thought remains in you, where the thought is, from the tip of the nose to tip of your hair. Unfortunately, I don't have a hair, so I can't do that. Yeah, the tip of your hair, and then if there's so-called thought, what is the color? What is the shape? Again, that's how you analyze. When you're able to find fact finder, when you're able to find whatever, then again you tend to remain in that state of mind. And for beginner, make sure that you make more session, but shorter time. And if you practice every day, then you are able to, meditate longer and longer. But until that happens, make sure that you practice. This is sort of like a mantra. You may call this is the mantra. Make it do it shorter session, do it more. That's better than doing a longer session. Then you may fall asleep, you may get tired. Then next day you give up meditation. That's what happens to many people. So that's how you can practice. Hopefully, I've covered your last part.
Yes, thank you, Rinpoche. And for people who missed, I will put the recording of the video on YouTube, and I will put the link there. So if you see in the chat, there's a link, and in about 2 hours, the full video will go up. Also on Rinpoche's Facebook, you can see the video there if you missed anything. So Rinpoche, we have some more. We have some questions, and if people want to add questions, please do. So Rinpoche, first question is, what's the difference between thought and mind?
Mind is the one which basically is a mind, but mind is the one who which generates thoughts. Yeah. So it's just a reflection, another form of reflection. It's like a sun and sunlight. Okay.
Thank you, Rinpoche. Rinpoche, someone's asking, where can we order the book? Did you mention a book? I'm not sure.
What book?
Yeah, maybe whoever asked that question can just let us know which book. And we'll...
Coming. Probably from May and June for 6 weeks. Most likely now we are preparing for now. We are starting courses, 5-year courses, which includes learning, meditation, everything. It's not just only about meditation. So we have all the materials. We're going to start from May and June, which you have to register from the center. So we will come out with all the details so you can register, and we will have a lot of teaching coming. Okay. Besides that, also there will be many teachings. Okay. Until you get very tired of seeing my face.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Rinpoche, they were talking a book with all the different practices. So that is coming, yeah.
Yeah.
Rinpoche, could you talk a little bit about, again, how the different meditations, like with a base, without a base, and without the focal object, what's the difference of each one?
Oh, it goes deeper and deeper. anyone who embraces meditation, first is better to focus on meditation with support. It is that your question, Daniel?
Yes, Rinpoche, that's the question.
You can use objects, flower, light, anything, just simply to form a habit to remain calm and focused. We call it yoga with the support. And then, if you master this technique, or some may not like to practice the yoga with support, then yoga without support, just construct something mentally, and or you can focus on breathing. You can focus on your breathing. There's a second part. The third part is just remain calm. Don't think about anything. Let the thought cease, rise. Something like that.
Thank you, Rinpoche. Rinpoche, you mentioned to meditate with short sessions. How long is short, and how do you go longer and longer after a while?
According to many instruction, I think 5 minutes will be good short, and then you can go up to half an hour. Even some do 1 hour, but then I think you need to see, it's depends on individual to individual, so begin with 5 minutes time frame.
And then Rinpoche, you mentioned something about the pillar of the focus, and could you say that again, and where is that coming from?
What's that?
The pillar, like focus is a pillar, mindfulness is a...
That's what Shanti Dewa said, that our focus, our concentrate here is like the pillar, pillar. Like when you find a wild elephant, you see they're always tied or elephant, with a rope on the pillar. Yeah, that is the pillar. And then awareness is the rope, and mindfulness is the rope, and the awareness is the hook to tame wild elephant. And then our mind is the wild elephant. That's how we tame wild elephant. So this example is used for how we tame our wild mind.
Thank you, Rinpoche. There's a question in Chinese, so maybe Ruby can translate that, and we'll wait for that. In the meantime, if you've got some questions, we got a little bit more time if you want to add it to the Q&A panel at the below. And then also just a reminder, if you did miss any of the teaching, I'm very sorry about those issues, and we have a link to the YouTube channel, and that will be up later, maybe 2 hours. You can go check and watch the whole teaching. And then also on Facebook, there will be the video. So we'll just wait for the Chinese translation. If Ruby can see that. And maybe while we wait, we go to another question. Rinpoche, at the end, here we go. Here is the question. How do you meditate on the present or focus on one object?
It's like not thinking about past, not thinking about future. This very moment, you can focus on your mind, or you can focus on object yoga with, or you can construct something in your mind,
Thank you, Rinpoche. So we're coming to the end, Rinpoche, and so is there any other final messages you would like to leave everyone?
That's all. Yeah,
that's all, Rinpoche.
We're going to have more teachings. Probably next week I will let you know. I'm using that sadhana, or maybe we can just practice for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Rinpoche.
Let me, Daniel, can you look at the watch? 5 minutes.
Yes, Rinpoche, I can let you know when 5 minutes up.
Uh,
Lasa Rinpoche La.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Everybody have a nice weekend. Okay, all the best. Thank you.